The next one we have from Keeping It SoCal, and he wants to know Power Rangers or Pokemon?
Power Rangers, man. Come on, I'm sorry. I know I got a lot of friends with Pokemon, the cards, the whole fucking thing. I get it. I was just dealing with a Pikachu person the other day. It's
You say it like they're a nuisance. Like
no, because they were
people,
so excited. They were so excited, and I was like, okay, but just Power Rangers is more fun, and then I can do cool things with rings and cool shit.
Ooh,
You know
yeah, they do have the sick rings.
Yeah.
You got to send the Power Rangers some of those raw rings. Imagine an episode where they're taking rips off the double.
That'd be
ring.
cool, yeah.
That would be sick. So, the next one from Ian Chapman. Do you like or play any video games?
Some Call of Duty. Some.
You play the new one?
No, not the new one. Eric and I play older versions, and we have a lot of fun.
What's your favorite Call of Duty? I'm a Call of Duty guy.
Really?
So I am, yeah.
Like, what are you playing the new one, or what are you playing now?
I am, yeah. My first one was Call of Duty 3 when I was a kid.
When you were a kid, how long ago was that, by the way?
06, 07.
Okay.
It was when I first started playing Call of Duty. Wow. And I was young. And my mom, I literally had to make my mom a presentation on why she should allow me to play Call of Duty. So
what did you do in the presentation?
It was like a PowerPoint, bro. Like the shit I would make for a school project. She was like,
really?
Okay, present to me why you should be allowed to play Call of Duty.
Did you show the skills you would learn, or what'd you do?
Well, yeah, I was like, well, listen, I have good grades, I have all A's, and in this game, you fight evil, you fight bad guys. So I've learned all about being a good guy and fighting for justice.
Really?
Yeah. I had to literally convince my mom to get me the game because I wasn't allowed to play M-rated games.
Okay.
But the way I pitched it to her was well, you're a soldier for the American Army, so it's just patriotic and stuff.
I guess it started there.
It's very far from that now. But at first, you were just like a soldier, and all of them were World War II games,
Wow.
I had to do that. But I've been a COD guy my whole life. I've always played Call of Duty. I love that shit. So any COD game you talk about, I probably know.
We're done with this. I want to get your name so I can go with Eric, and we can try to fucking.
Hell yeah. Yeah. I'll give you my username once we're done. We'll run it. But what's your favorite one?
I guess really 3 was fucking amazing. I like good guy, bad guy because of Poppy, my grandfather. He has a lot of medals from World War II and the stories he would tell me and all that stuff. So I like games where I can kind of envision being him.
Yeah. Yeah, my grandpa had so many cool World War II stories. My grandpa was a pilot.
Yeah, my God.
He was doing some cool shit.
Like what?
I remember he used to show me he had a piece of his plane. Because at one point his plane, he had to eject, he got shot down, and he had a piece that had a bullet hole in it, framed, and he would always bring that down and show it. When he died, my uncle sold it all on eBay.
No!
Yeah, so it's gone. Someone has it. I hope someone's taking good care of it.
Oh my God.
But he had his uniform and stuff. He had his gun at one point. They literally, when they brought him back from Europe, they got off the boat.
The M1 gun.
Home, man.
Yeah, my grandfather had it too for so many years.
All right, go home. And he literally, he had his gun in his closet. He had his full uniform, piece of his plane and everything, all his medals. He had a Purple Heart or something like that. Or he had a Bronze Star or something.
That's a really big deal. My grandfather had a Bronze Star too. That's a really big deal.
Yeah, he had some really important medal or some shit. All of it's gone now, unfortunately. But he would tell me the craziest stories that as a kid I couldn't comprehend. And he died when I was younger, so I can't pick his brain about it anymore. But I always think damn, that stuff, it's so fascinating to me.
My grandfather helped raise me, so his stories, he would tell me them
over and over. What was your grandfather in
the
military?
He was in the U.S., he was in the Army, Standard Army. He was what'd they call it? It wasn't really a translator, a scout translator. Because he was Jewish and he spoke Yiddish, which is close to German. So once the people realized that he could understand German, they sent him in as a scout, and he had the special technique of creeping up on their positions and then yelling at them in Yiddish to surrender and warning them, I've got 100 guys behind you. There's no chance you're going to live. But I promise you, I'll bring you back. You'll be fine. You'll be well treated. We'll feed you this. We'll do this. You tell them what you do. And they believe, the Army believed, that because he was yelling at them in Yiddish, and these are Nazis, and he's yelling at them, you better fucking surrender, that their mind was trained for someone's going to come up here and yell at you in German to surrender. Come up there and yelling at them in Yiddish, the Germans would be like, oh shit, we must be really fucked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
This is the boss.
I know.
We're fucked.
This guy said, they were yelling at us in Yiddish to surrender, we know we're fucked. Yeah. And they would very often surrender to him. So he became their hero because there's this bunker up on the hill, we got to go fucking storm it, and he'd be like, they'd pot it. Joe, go get it! Come on, Joe, get him, get him! And he would creep and crawl and go up there. He'd go up there and convince them to surrender, being like explaining to them the truth of there's no chance of you guys walking away from this. Even if we lose, the next people will come and they'll send aerial overhead. You're not going to live, but if you'll just surrender, we will be happy because we won't lose. You'll kill many of us. You're all going to die, but this way less of us will die, and you definitely won't die. And we'll take the best care of you we possibly can. But you got to surrender, man, because if we start fighting, you're all going to die. And you're going to kill any of my friends too, but you're definitely not going to make it through this. And the people on the other side would usually surrender. And they'd march them down very gently. He would also make a point of keeping with them until they made it to whatever it's called, the higher ups, to the back. He wouldn't just turn them over because he was scared that people would.
Yeah.
So he would always make a point of making sure they made it.
Yep. They got somewhere actually safe and they could properly,
be
go through the prison process or whatever it is. Damn, so that's interesting. Your grandpa, he went to war, but he actually, technically, when you think about it, he was saving people.
He saved a lot of lives.
That's what.
He has medals for being shot and that sort of thing. Even got hit in the head once, different pots, and he had shrapnel. He got really hurt. But the greatest thing about him was that in this one, when it comes to the war, other things too, was the number of lives he saved on both fucking sides of that goddamn conflict. Yep. And imagine he's Jewish saving Nazis.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's crazy.
He's going and talking directly to these people who are
and he never held ill will.
His people.
And he's been through concentration camps. He never held ill will towards them. He would always do his best to really not let any of them get hurt.
Yep.
And that was fucking awesome.
Yep.
He would tell me conversations he'd have with some of the POWs. One time when one of them he'd caught some of them, they eventually surrendered, but they'd done some horrible fucking things in concentration camp guys. And he was saying to them, what the fuck? Like, why did you fucking do this? And the guy looked at him in German and said to him, du bist ein Americans, you're an American soldier? I speak German too, but you're an American soldier? I am a German soldier. That was the guy's only answer. And he kept saying that to Poppy. Poppy was like, huh. Meaning like he's just following what he was told to do?
Yeah, he's just...
Poppy was like, okay. And just take him, just marched him back up the line, got him to his place.
It's gotta be so hard to do that.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Like, oh, my God.
I know. That's why he's my hero. And I'm trying, as I sit there and tell this, I have to stop telling it honestly because I'm going to start crying. Every time I think about that guy, I fucking cry. I really do. I love him so much.
Man, what a crazy time period, even in American history. I couldn't imagine being alive back then.
I know.
Like, wow, we're here now. And we just get to get high, like we're just smoking this fucking gas, and we got all these cool papers. And back then, they were like in the biggest war in the world history, like they were going crazy. And it's because of them that we're able to sit here and do this.
I know.
Thank God.
And now they just legalized weed in Germany. So yeah.
Yeah, look at that, a full circle moment. Yeah. Now we can smoke a joint about it.
So, by the way, we were talking about earlier about luck and stuff like that. I was lucky enough to have him as a role model, right?
Yep.